Horror as a genre sucks. Now, I'm not saying that all horror games or movies suck, just that most kinda do. Horror is a style that is easy to make cheap. After all you need to do is make the audience scared, right? We've all had our fair share of horror experiences that fell flat or relied too heavily on cheap thrills. But is that really all there is to horror? Or is it possible there is more to this genre than jump scares and fleeting moments of terror than most companies are willing to admit? Let's take a look into the highest regarded horror movies. You will find pictures such as Alien, Get Out, and The Silence of the Lambs. Now, what do all of these movies have in common? The real evil is the one that lurks. It envelops the watcher. It watches you. There's just a sense of tension all over when watching the movie. In most horror games, jump scares are what make them. After all, it is good content for YouTube. Think of Five Nights at Freddy, Phasmophobia, or Outlast. However, this creates a problem. A lot of people are either way too scared to play the game because of the jump scares, or they get used to it because it happens so often, rendering the scares, well, not scary. In this video, we're going to explore the untapped potential of horror, looking beyond the surface level jump scares, and focus more on discovering what truly makes a horror game more memorable and enjoyable for its viewers. It's time to rethink horror as a genre and demand more from the experiences we immerse ourselves in. Horror is a challenging genre to navigate, balancing the need to elicit reactions from viewers while avoiding overwhelming fear is no easy task. That's where soft horror comes in. Soft horror offers a different approach, embracing a subtle, atmospheric experience rather than relying on cheap jump scares. It may be perceived by some as a genre for kids or wimps, but in reality, reducing jump scares often enhances the overall horror experience. A great example from this would be from Ridley Scott, the director of Alien. You don't show the monster too many times because you'll get used to him, and you never want to get used to him, ever. That's always been my thesis. The best screening room in the world is the space between your ears, which is your brain. So, it's learning to tap into the human brain to show just so much. Let the brain do a lot of the work. That's where you start to tap into people's anxieties. Soft horror is a subgenre of horror that forgoes traditional jump scares. Instead, it aims to immerse players in an eerie, chilling atmosphere. Soft horror is like a pair of lurking eyes in the darkness, a skittering sound in unexpected places, or fleeting glimpses of mysterious shadows. It focuses on building tension and inviting players to engage with the world's unsettling ambience. Personally, I find soft horror more appealing than regular scares because it avoids cheap chills and encourages deeper emotional investment. Dredge, an indie game by Black Salt Games, takes a good crack at soft horror. This being their first game, Dredge tries to introduce the players to three concepts: fishing, inventory management, and previously mentioned soft horror. To me, the game was definitely a leap of faith because I dislike both fishing games and horror games. There is, however, something truly fascinating about the firstborn of Black Salt Games. Once I started playing it, I got sucked into deeper and deeper into the island's mysteries. I chose Dredge to showcase the beauty of soft horror because to me it encapsulates what is most important, never showing the monster but acknowledging its presence, engaging gameplay loop, and beautiful but eerie landscapes. Not every game needs to be ultra-realistic AAA game, as long as it has something new and refreshing to bring to the table. In Dredge, you are a fisherman who for some unknown reason misses the mark on a lighthouse that is right next to you, leading to a disastrous shipwreck. After regaining consciousness, you find yourself at the port, where the mayor, who has been staring at you for far too long, greets you. The mayor informs you that your ship is wrecked beyond repair, but because the previous fisherman mysteriously vanished, they will provide you a rented boat to continue on your dredging ways. Slowly, but surely, you start fishing again, paying off the boat and helping the members of the island with tax money and fish from near and far. From the moment you start playing, Dredge refuses to provide any explanation or guidance. You are thrust into a fully formed world, surrounded by mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Weird seeming slimy packages are exchanged, townspeople interact with you as if they know you, and you feel like a popular drunkard in a nightclub. As the saying goes, everybody knows the monkey, but the monkey knows no one. As time passes, you encounter a mysterious collector who entrusts you with a crucial task: to gather all the pieces of the Cthulhu Exodia, or rather a collection of curios that were once thrown overboard. The curios seem magical in many ways that we, as a player, fail to understand. However, in return for retrieving these items, the collector bestows upon you new and enigmatic powers for each curio collected. These powers include, but are not limited to, Lovecraftian dynamite fishing, teleportation, and going faster in exchange for your sanity. This intriguing narrative thread adds depth to the gameplay, intertwining the mysteries of the world with your own journey. In this enigmatic and captivating world, fishing takes center stage. You'll quickly discover that something is amiss. The fish you catch have 3 eyes or extra limbs. Strangely, this does not faze you. You continue fishing with unwavering dedication. Dredge immerses you in a realm that offers no explanations, inviting you to exist and explore its depths. Through its evocative storytelling and unique gameplay, Dredge transports players to a world where uncertainty reigns. The absence of explicit information allows for an organic immersion into the game's enigmatic atmosphere. As you navigate this strange world, fulfilling your fishing duties and uncovering the curious, you will gradually unravel the secrets that lie beneath the surface. The game is great length, the fishing is fun and easy to understand, the horrors are there, but not too bad, and thalassophobia, meaning the persistent and intense fear of deep water, such as an ocean or a lake, is very easily managed. I managed to finish the game in around 10 hours and felt very satisfied. The gameplay loop was great, and giving the player any more of it would have felt like repetition. Naturally, if you're not into inventory management games or don't like being rushed back home during the night, the game is not for you, but I would go as far as recommend it to anyone. Dredge is a game that masterfully incorporates soft horror elements, provides a unique and captivating experience. It avoids relying on explicit scares, opting instead for a gradual sense of unease. The game utilizes an insanity meter to gauge the player's fear level, introducing elements that become increasingly unsettling as the meter rises. For example, birds may swoop down and snatch away your catch, or something ominous may slither into your cargo, corrupting your inventory. The game only shows the insanity meter during the night, which allows the players to relax during the day. Dredge succeeds in building tension and evoking fear through subtlety, rather than overt displays of horror. Dredge stands out as a prime example of soft horror, due to its well-crafted gameplay mechanics and integration of horror elements. While it may seem like a fishing game at first glance, it quickly reveals its eerie undercurrents. The fishing itself becomes a rhythmic minigame, offering a satisfying sense of accomplishment when you successfully catch a fish. Managing your inventory and navigating the boat through treacherous waters adds to the tension and immersion. However, one aspect that could be improved is the implementation of true danger in Eyes of the Gamer. This addition could work especially well with so-called boss fish of the area. Right now, the boss fishes feel more like a minor annoyance than a significant horror element. I'd like to focus especially on 2 different big fish in Dredge. The first one, who we'll call Steve for now, is a fish that has been patrolling an area for a long time that harms anything that passes through it. Right now, Steve, the big fish, would just kinda circle around you, hit you in the deck, take one of your fishing rods, and go back to doing Steve things again. This does mess with the horror aspect a bit and works more as a puzzle device, or rather a slight annoyance. And if nothing, we definitely don't want to be slightly annoyed at a horror game. The other fish, however, who we will be calling Mark, seems like an alien who is currently filling a hole what would otherwise destroy the whole world as we know it. Mark does not move around or work as an annoyance. This fish in the devil's butthole is a tentacled monster that lashes you with its long limbs and worked as a real terrifying thing when first met. While Steve gave me annoyance, Mark was a great example of a soft horror creature which we never see a good glimpse of. Another great thing about these boss fishes, if you will, in Dredge is that we can never kill them. We can only work to avoid them, skittering around with our powers, causing them to be annoyed at us rather than terrified. The game gives me tools to fight against the monsters, but never enough to kill them, which works great for a horror game. Dredge doesn't offer you a lot in terms of gameplay variety, but what it does offer, it gives in abundance. If you are one of those people who would rather do one thing that is made really well than play 10 things in one game that are made mediocre, I would recommend it to you. The game is also only $20, so it doesn't kill you like the newer releases. Dredge, with its engaging gameplay loop, moderate length and well executed soft horror elements, is a game worth recommending. It appeals to both fishing enthusiasts and those intrigued by Lovecraftian fiction, providing a lighter introduction to the horror genre. Dredge sucks you into the horror aspects over time, drawing players into its world and allowing them to adjust to the increasingly bizarre occurrences. For players who appreciate quality over quantity and prefer an immersive experience, Dredge offers you a unique blend of fishing, horror, and the satisfaction of progression. Not only is this a shining review on Dredge, it also is a piece on why I think we need more games like it. As I previously said, I don't really enjoy horror games or fishing, but I did like Dredge. I'm starting to feel like one of those guys who say that they listen to everything good, now that I have finally conquered my distaste for horror. It turns out I never disliked horror as a genre, I just dislike the cheap tricks that are usually connected to the genre as a whole. I feel that there definitely is a growing niche for soft horror games. I want more games that make me feel tension, but does not make me have a heart attack. I want more games where characters' plot armor isn't the heaviest, and I feel that horror as a genre can give us that.